With everyone forced to stay at home more this year because of the pandemic, law enforcement has seen an increase in domestic violence calls. Channel 5's Tony Velasquez Jr. reports.
They're calling it the pandemic within a pandemic. Not just the rise in number of domestic violence calls, but the severity of the calls and the number of domestic violence incidents that have resulted in death, especially here in the Valley.
It's a level of psychological tension that increases the risk for people for suicide and having aggressive behavior towards others or toward themselves.
With schools closed, people laid off or told to work from home, our personal movement limited, and uncertainty about finances in the future, experts say it's the perfect recipe for the type of stress that often results in violence.
Because of the pandemic, for example, when we had to shelter at home, we have individuals who are being, staying together, maybe more than ever. People not going to their workplaces, and that itself caused a spike.
So definitely we have been seeing that there has been an increase of the aggressive behaviors while we have been dealing with the pandemics.
And the concern isn't just for the victims of abuse, it's also for law enforcement.
For law enforcement agents to step into a situation that is basically out of the control, it can be risky.
In fact, 2 McAllen police officers were shot and killed just 3 months ago, responding to just that type of call.
This is the most dangerous call a law enforcement officer can respond to, is the domestic violence call.
It's a question I asked Hidalgo County Sheriff Eddie Guerra about at the scene of yet another similar call that ended with the man barricaded inside, taking his own life.
I've asked my supervisors to make sure that our deputies, when they go to these calls, when they go to these welfare concerns, these domestic abuse calls, that they go not alone.
Absolutely, because even the people who are immersed in that situation, in that household, they sometimes don't even know what they're dealing themselves with.
If you or someone you know is in an abusive relationship, there is help out there. Just a phone call or text away. In McAllen, Tony Velasquez Jr., Channel 5 News.
The domestic violence hotline is open 24/7. It's free and confidential. That number is 1-800-799-7233.